Good evening, everyone. It is wonderful to look out and see everyone here today to celebrate the work of Brotherhood Sister Soul. You know, last night, as I was thinking about this evening, my phone kept going off. Text messages, emails, WhatsApp messages, all the forms of communication we have, and people were just saying good luck. They were asking me how I am. They were saying they know how important this night was, and they were sending best wishes. And I appreciated that. It's always a wonderful thing to hear from friends and colleagues and loved ones when they reach out to offer support. But it also made me ask, why? Why is this night so important? Why is this night so critical to Brotherhood Sister Soul? And so, of course, it's about the funds raised for the organization. It's about the connections. It's about building a wider circle of supporters. But the real reason this night is important, the reason those close to me reached out to extend heartfelt best wishes, is because what this night is about more than anything, as you've heard from our young people, as you've heard from the poets and through the speeches, it's about opportunity and justice. Those are the two words that kept running through my head. There are three aspects of the work that the Brotherhood Sister Soul does that make us extremely unique as an institution and in the space. The first is what you've seen through the video and heard from the young people. It's the direct service, it's education, it's helping young people through our very specific theory of change to provide support, guidance, love, and education, to teach them to form discipline and order in their life, and then to provide opportunities so that they can develop access and agency in their own right. We move young people through that space, and that's what you hear from Celeste when she talks about traveling the world with us and understanding who she is as a woman. It's what you hear from Satchel when he talks about discovering the love of reading and becoming an intellectual. We are an evidence-based program. All of what you've seen tonight results in numbers that are unmatched throughout the country. We look to break cycles of poverty. 15% of young people in communities like ours have children as teenagers, 15%. At Brotherhood Sister Soul, it's less than 2%. In communities like ours, 45% are graduating from high school. We're over 90%. In communities like ours, when you look at the 18 to 25-year-old population, when you look at what percentage are working full-time or in college, we are at 95%. Similar peer population is 45%. Our results speak for themselves. And after 21 years, no one from the organization is incarcerated, not a single person. So that is about both opportunity and justice. The rear of the room is quite loud. The second area is around training, taking what we've learned from the evidence and training the field all across the city and around the country through our publications, through partnerships with the Department of Education. So we have our direct service and we have our training. And then the third is to Maurice Dubois' comments. It has to do with policy and organizing. No matter what incredible work we achieve with our young people, how do we affect the larger issues of access to a high-quality education? How do we respond to the larger issues of criminal justice reform and constitutional policing and employment opportunities for young people? We take what we learn through our evidence to inform that. But why? Why do we do that? We do that because last year the census found that the greatest disparity of wealth in America in any county was here in New York County, Manhattan. The top 5% earning $900,000 or more, the bottom 20% surviving on $10,000 or less. Pause for a second. Think about that. Think about a family surviving in Manhattan on $10,000. Those are the young people we work with. 2 million people are in poverty in our great city of New York, nearly a quarter of the population. When you experience that kind of poverty as a young person, you experience inequality in so many spaces. You experience injustice in so many spaces. The word poor in the dictionary means deficient. The word poor in the dictionary means lacking in value and having no worth. We know that our children are not poor. They do not lack in value. They do not lack in worth. They lack in opportunity, and they face too much injustice. And so we have had to create an institution of wraparound comprehensive services to respond to all that. And that looks like 2 young men in our organization who come to us, Pakistani by birth, Christian by faith, who are being forced to leave the country due to their immigration status. And we're able to hire private lawyers to get them their status. Now both are doctors and graduate of the CUNY system. What the services of New York, what the services of Brotherhood Sister Soul look like is Cedra carefully guiding 2 young women, one from Jamaica, one from the Dominican Republic, who came here as dream babies. They came here on the passports of family members, having no idea they had broken the law until they applied to college and realized they were undocumented. And but for Cedra, and but for the Brotherhood Sister Soul and our partnership with the Gibson Dunn law firm, they received top-flight legal representation, and now they have a pathway towards citizenship to be contributing people in this society. The response to injustice is our mental health support. It's that when young people in their adolescent years face what's such a critical time, that all of us in this room, whether middle class or upper middle class or wealthy, you have family members, you have loved ones, you have children who have faced the difficult years of adolescence, and maybe they thought of suicide. Maybe they've been depressed. Well, there is no medical system in place for poor children who face those kind of conditions. But we pay for private mental health therapists to support our young people. Through our board members and our connections, we help them to enter some of the highest high-class institutions in the country to provide the critical support systems so that they can heal from their trauma and become strong. That doesn't happen without BroSis. It doesn't happen without our board. It doesn't happen without our partnerships. It's mental health. It's immigration. It's legal services. It's all of the support that's necessary to help young people. And they need that because of the injustice they're forced to face. Cedra mentioned that the New York school system has 1.1 million children, and she mentioned that only 35% are graduating college ready. That means nearly 700,000 are not being prepared to compete at a community college. Even the children who do what they're told to do, who do their work every day, who follow what the teachers say, are being handed a false bill of goods upon graduation, a 12th grade diploma that equals an 8th grade level education. That is not those children's fault. The zip code they were born into, the poverty they were born into. It is the simple reality of what we as a society allow to continue here in New York City. And so BroSis's services are so comprehensive and so wraparound because of the injustice that our young people face, because of the lack of opportunity. And so tonight we celebrate opportunity, what you've heard from Celeste, what you've heard from Satchel. We celebrate justice. That's what justice looks like, creating the defense systems that young people need and the pathways to opportunity. That is what BroSis is all about. It's what makes us so unique. It's what our young people are about. It's what our staff is about. It is about the vision of the organization. And so What's next for Brotherhood Sister Soul? What's next is that we know that the critical times for children from economically distressed backgrounds are what's called the out-of-school time, after school and during the summer. If you're a hard-working mother and you're fortunate enough to get your child in a solid school in a tough neighborhood, but they don't have support during the after-school hours of the summer, during those latchkey times, they're just watching TV or sitting on the stoop or playing basketball, the educational analysis is that there's a 2-month academic drop every year from the lack of intellectual stimulation that they receive. So wealthy children and upper middle class children are constantly scheduled, and working class and economically poor kids are not. 2 months a year. It equals 2 years of academic loss in their secondary years. We know how critical that time is, and so our vision for this country, our vision for this city, is to build the model out-of-school time facility for the sector. We will build a building of 24,000 square feet, created simply for the children of this city. It will allow us to train more people. It will allow us to affect policy in a deeper way. It will allow us to serve so many more young people. We are nearing the end of the capital campaign. We have secured almost 90% of the funding, mostly from the city and the state. District Attorney Cyrus Vance provided $2 million in support, his only capital gift. We have lead individual donors who have supported and helped us to near our goal, but we can't get there without people in this room joining us on our journey. And so in 2017, in January, we will break ground on this spectacular new site for our children. So tonight is about opportunity. It's about a little bit more justice in our world. It is about all of us coming together in this room to advance the vision of Brotherhood Sister Soul. And so now, we're going to ask somebody to join us to help to do that. We're going to ask each of you who is able to help contribute to a vision of a better world with a little more opportunity and a little bit more justice. Thank you.